Hello, everyone out there. I am Stephen from Deleted Teams, and I want to welcome you to episode 39 of Saturday Serial. Sending out all those good vibes to everyone out there listening. I want to thank that Steven Seagal for stopping by in the chat earlier for the words of encouragement. I appreciate it. All right, we have some interesting movie news this week. We're going to discuss the unfortunate, tragic early passing of a true acting legend. And I'm going to say a few words about trigger warnings before television programs. And as a trigger warning to this show, folks, I am going to be straight up honest with you because I don't know how to be any other way. If you like the show and you want to help us continue the show, there is a PayPal link in the description, and every cent does go to keeping the show going. All right, I'm going to get started here. All right, so how's everyone doing this morning? Gotta tell you, I'm running a little bit behind. I'm a little tired. I had kind of a long work week, and then I'm up all night because I like talking to you guys in various chats and various shows. So I'm getting to be almost as bad as Tom Connors. I'm not. You know? Who hasn't invited any time, but I think he's on the. I think he is already on another show this morning, so we probably won't see him. All right. We lost three legends in pretty rapid succession this week. Um, one from the film world with Ray Liotta, and two from the musical side of the board, Andy Fletcher from Depeche Mode, and Andy White from Yes. And this show is going to be dedicated to them. And you will all be missed. If you ever want to see a great Ray Liotta performance on a movie that I think a lot of people kind of slept on and haven't really brought up, is check out a movie called Narc that Joe Carnahan directed that he's in with Jason Patrick. It's a hard movie. You know, it's a real world movie with real world consequences, and it's an excellent movie. It gets compared to Training Day, and I think it's better than Training Day in many ways. So check out Narc with Ray Liotta. I saw Top Gun Maverick Thursday afternoon after work. This movie is outstanding. I'm just going to say it up front. It's my favorite movie so far this year. Um, Great 80s throwback. Tom Cruise is excellent in it. The whole cast is great. Jennifer Connelly co-stars. Uh, Val Kilmer, great scene between him and Cruise. Great scene. The action is fantastic. There's very little CGI. There's a lot of practical effects. Um, all the maneuvers you see them doing with the planes, they did it The cinematography is outstanding. This movie is a technical marvel. I cannot praise this movie enough. Are there things in it that are fan servicey? Sure, but who cares? They made an entertaining, non woke movie for fans, and I think they're going to gain new fans as well. Because remember, this is a sequel to a 30-year plus movie, and there's not, so you're going to have people who maybe didn't see the first movie. If you didn't see the first movie, please, see that as well. But yeah, Top Gun Maverick is, in my opinion, the number one movie of the year so far, out of what I've seen. And outstanding movie. This is one of those crowd pleasing movies that you used to go back and see again and again. I'm definitely going to try and see it again before it leaves theaters. Chat. Um, has anybody out there seen Top Gun Maverick? I'd like to know what you think. What did you like about it, or was there something that you didn't like about it? Um, do you have a favorite Ray Liotta movie? Were you a fan of Depeche Mode or Yes? Uh, let me know. Let me know in the chat. Um, all right, I wasn't going to bring this up, but we had a very tragic incident in Uvalde, Texas this week, where there was a mass shooting in an elementary school that took the lives of over 20 people, most of them children. I'm not going to go into a whole debate about the Second Amendment to gun control, or whether or not the police could have done more. This is not usually the thing I would bring up on this show. This isn't the usual forum. Um, yeah, I can't imagine what those parents are going through, and I know if I lost a child, that would kill me. I know that. Um, but you have the politicians and you have the blue check marks on Twitter who obviously don't understand that there are people who are grieving right now. And they just want to push their own agendas. And they do this every single time there's a tragedy in this country. They try to play on it to better their own standing. And it's something I've gotten absolutely sick and tired of. You know, when you need a trigger warning in front of a television show like Kenobi or Stranger Things, you know, if you're going to get sent over the edge by something that happens in a Star Wars TV show on Disney freaking Plus, you need help. You need to speak to a therapist. And I suggest that you do that as soon as possible. Uh, if you've seen any of what Data Racer has been putting out on Twitter, people are just saying the most insane, disgusting things. These are very sad people. I feel sorry for them more than anything else. It's a TV show. It's not reality. Um, I've seen some of the most violent head, kind of movies or TV shows of all time, and like them, been able to understand, that what happens in the television show is not connected in any way to reality. It's just not. Oh, you have children in danger. Well, yeah, but they're not really in danger. It's a television show. Those kids are fine. You know, you're depicting a television show where there are children who are in a combat situation, and they survive that combat situation, and that's what I have to say about that. Tragedy is going to happen. There are going to be other mass shootings. There are going to be other wars. People are going to continue to do horrible things to other people. I don't like it. You don't like it. Of course not. We're human beings. But that's part of life. Anyway, I'm not here to bring the show down. I just felt like I had to say a few words. It's all off the cuff. I do this unscripted. You watch me, you get me. Um, all right, a little bit of shameless self promotion here. My own channel is now up and running, as you may know. Um, deleted underscore scenes. I recently hit 60 plus subscribers. I'm hoping to hit 100 plus by my birthday next month. That's my goal. The link to my channel is in the description. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'd also like you to do that here on this channel. This is Bud Boy Productions. This is Matt Allen's baby, and this is his world. He's letting me play in it. So if you would like to see him continue continue here on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell icon for notifications, and you see more content like this one. He also reviews film and television, and yeah. So we're going to move on with the show here. We're going to go on to the weekly catch up from Rotten Tomatoes, Mr. Greg Dean Smits. All right. Benedict Cumberbatch to star in medieval epic The Hood. And more movie news. PlayStation game Gran Turismo gets an adaptation. Samuel L. Jackson is Garfield's dad. And new roles for Jessica Chastain, Jeremy Renner, Rita Moreno, and more. This week's catch-up brings you more headlines from the world of film development news, covering such titles as Furiosa, Garfield, and Gran Turismo. This week's top story: Benedict Cumberbatch to star in medieval epic The Hood. All right. The legend of Robin Hood has inspired a legacy of dozens of films and TV shows, including Errol Flynn's The Adventures of Robin Hood, Disney's animated Robin Hood, Kevin Costner's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and Ridley Scott's Robin Hood, starring Russell Crowe. Now, director Paul Greengrass is developing a historical drama called The Hood, which will depict the events of the Peasants' Revolt in England in 1381. Benedict Cumberbatch is set to follow up his starring role in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness with the lead role in The Hood, who is described as, quote, a farmer who becomes the leader of the revolt, which suggests he might be playing Wat Tyler, who led the rebellion against the forces of King Richard II, a different King Richard than the one often depicted in the Robin Hood adaptations. Cumberbatch is currently filming Wes Anderson's Roald Dahl short story adaptation, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, as the title character. It is not yet known when Cumberbatch will next appear in the MCU as Doctor Strange. I want to thank War Monkey for joining us in the chat. War Monkey, please do me a favor and share out the link. I'd like to get a few more people in here in the chat, so it's not just me yakking for an hour. All right, thank you for being here. Okay, so we have Benedict Cumberbatch in a retelling of the Robin Hood legend, which looks like it might be steeped a little bit more in reality than past adaptations. This is going to be about the Peasants' Revolt of 1381. Paul Greengrass, good director. Many credits here: Bloody Sunday, Flight 93, United 93, I should say. Captain Phillips, several of the Bourne films. 22nd July. Yeah, he's a decent director. Looks like we're going to be seeing Cumberbatch in the Robin Hood role. This could be interesting. I'm curious to see what they do with it. So, War Monkey or anyone in the chat, do you have a favorite Robin Hood movie? Um, did you like the Costner version, which I think most people grew up with? Did you like the Russell Crowe version? Did you see the television series on Showtime back in the day? I'm a fan of the Errol Flynn version myself. You like Prince of Thieves? Yeah, yeah. Prince of Thieves is a fun one. And of course, Men in Tights. Yeah, of course the Mel Brooks parody version. Indeed. Never saw the TV show. I did see the Merlin one, which seems to have been somewhat similar. Yes, there was in the back in the '80s on Showtime. There was a Robin Hood TV series, and ran for a number of seasons. Uh, there was a fella named Michael Prade, I think was how you pronounce his last name. He starred as Robin Hood. If you ever saw the film version of Night Flyers, the George R. R. Martin short story, if you ever saw that movie, it was around the same time. The fellow who played Royd in that version of Night Flyers, he was Robin Hood, and they replaced him in later seasons with Jason Connery after he goes through this weird kind of metamorphosis kind of thing, uh, which in my opinion was short of the show jumping the shark. But you think of that. Oh wait, maybe I did see the TV show first season. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's some streaming service where that show could be found. But yeah, the earlier seasons I definitely would recommend. And the Merlin series that Warm Monkey brings up, I that was a pretty decent show too. So check Merlin out and give that a watch. All right, we're going to move right along to our next story. Other top headlines: Bong Joon-ho's Mickey 7 adds Mark Ruffalo and Tony Collette. Following South Korean director Bong Joon-ho's record-breaking Academy Awards wins for Best Picture, Director, Original Screenplay, International Feature Film for 2019's Parasite, his next feature film is highly anticipated. Bong's next film will be an adaptation of the upcoming Edward Ashton novel Mickey 7, starring Robert Pattinson as a man in the future who is sent on a dangerous mission, using a series of clones to replace him when his work kills him. Bong and Warner Brothers are now in negotiations with Tony Collette and Mark Ruffalo for unknown roles. Naomi Ackie has already signed for a role. Bong Joon-ho adapted the screenplay and is both producing and directing the not yet titled Mickey 7 project for Warner Brothers. HBO Max is also continuing to develop a Parasite limited series, which Tilda Swinton is confirmed to be starring in which Ruffalo was eyed to star in 2020, but hasn't officially been announced yet. Okay. I want to welcome to the chat Ghost and the Craig, and good morning to you, sir. All these woke remakes. Yeah, I'm afraid it could be. I don't want to see I don't want to see Parasite remade. It was pretty good on its own. I thought I was surprised by how much I liked it. I I debate whether or not it should have been Best Picture, but still a good movie. I was surprised by how much I related to a lot of it. Parasite was a fantastic film. Another Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, I'm worried it could be. Um, and I don't want to see a remake or a reboot. If they stick to the story or to something close to it, fine. Um, you know, but an English language remake, I would worry about it being woke. And the movie's not woke in my opinion. Um, One of the things I liked about it was the fact that it didn't really go there, um, as far as wokeness was concerned. Um, no, Asian cinema is not a is not a place to go to be woke. You're gonna, you know, um, they're not really down for that. That's why anime and manga is so popular right now. Because this woke junk isn't in there. All right, we're going to move on here to our next story. Mad Max Fury Road composer Junkie XL returning for the Furiosa prequel. All right. Although it lost the Academy Award for Best Picture to Tom McCarthy's Spotlight, director George Miller's post-apocalyptic chase thriller Mad Max Fury Road, a few years later cited by film critics as one of the best films of the 2010s, the Academy did not nominate composer Tom Hulkenberg, aka Junkie XL, for his work on Mad Max Fury Road, but he did receive many other nominations and awards. Miller either has begun or is about to begin filming the prequel Furiosa, with Anya Taylor-Joy taking over the title character from Charlize Theron, along with Chris Hemsworth as the villain. At Cannes for his next film, 3,000 Years of Longing, this week, he confirmed that Tom Hulkenberg will be returning as composer for the score of Furiosa, after also composing the score for 3,000 Years of Longing. Okay. I agree. He should have been nominated. I like the score for Mad Max Fury Road. It was my favorite movie of that year. Um, Not to take away from Spotlight. Spotlight had an important and topical message, and maybe that's what pushed it over the top. But Mad Max Fury Road is just fun, man. It's just a fun movie to watch, and I get why some people didn't like it, but that, hey, that's fine. This show is not an echo chamber. You don't always have to like it or to agree with me, but yeah. As far as the prequel, I've got some concerns. Um, I hope it's just a fun action movie and does its best to keep politics away from it because it doesn't need to be there. It's a movie. It takes place in the Mad Max universe, so it doesn't need any of that. What a lovely day! Yes, one of the great lines from that movie. But yeah, I did enjoy the film score very much, and I'm looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to Miller's next movie, which is 3,000 Years of Longing. Looks interesting. It looks like it's very much a turn into kind of Terry Gilliam territory from the looks of it. Um, so I'm curious, Ghost in the Craig or War Monkey in the chat, if you've seen the trailer for 3,000 Years of Longing. I'm curious as to what you might think of it. Looks very interesting. It does. It does. Look, yeah, it does. Like I said, that kind of I got kind of a Terry Gilliam uh, kind of vibe from it. War Monkey. I loved Mad Max. Was not a fan of the latest movies though, and not interested in this character. But I do like Anya a lot. She's a brilliant actor, so I'll see if the trailer can sell me on it. Yeah, yeah, same. You know. Yeah. But I tell you, Anya Taylor Joy, good actress. She's gotten better, I think, at picking a solid project. She was the best thing about the New Mutants movie, which kind of played to me like a CW pilot. You know. But she was the best part of that movie. She's great in the Northman. Uh, carries the witch squarely on her shoulders. Uh, do I think she would make a good young Furiosa? Sure. Uh, I just hope the movie's good. And we really don't know anything really about it past the fact that Chris Hemsworth is playing the villain. Now, is he going to be a young Immortan Joe, or is he going to be another character entirely? And we don't really know yet. So, never heard of it. Saw it like 2 days ago. Got to see it again. Mhm. Her magic was great. Only redeeming factor of the movie. Left her as magic, and I hope they bring her back for that. Yeah, yeah. Like I agree. She was the best part out of New Mutants. Uh, Hemsworth as a villain sounds kind of interesting, I guess. LOL. Well, if you ever saw the movie A Perfect Getaway, and without giving away too much of the plot, um, there's a serial killer who's stalking couples on this island, and Chris Hemsworth's character is suspected of possibly being this killer, and you believe it because he plays something of an unhinged character in that movie. So seeing him as I'd actually like to see him as a villain. I think he would make a good one, and I think he could pull it off. We know he can keep a certain intensity up through a 2 hour movie, like for example, Extraction. If you had like his character in that film as the villain instead of the hero, ooh, who knows where that would have gone? That's a very big deal, Adam. Yeah, better than another Thor. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward more to a Furiosa movie than I am Thor: Love and Thunder. That's for sure. It's the same thing like Chris Evans being the villain in the new Gray Man film. He's been a good guy for so long, he just wants to be bad. Uh, yeah, I can understand wanting to do something different. I haven't seen the trailer for the Gray Man yet, So I don't know where they're going to go. I don't know where they're going to go with the story. I did read the first book. It is a book series. I did read the first book. Uh, thought it was fine. Thought it was entertaining. I'm willing to bet the movie is probably going to make a number of changes. Hopefully, there won't be bad ones. Come on, where's Extraction 2? There's supposed to be a sequel, from what I understand. Um, the final scene in Extraction 2 certainly left things open for interpretation. Looks like a new age James Bond. I'll have to check out the book. There's some elements of James Bond in the book, for sure. Uh, I would really I would really I would kind of compare compared to Gray Man books, closer to maybe like the Ryan Drake books that Critical Drinker wrote. Um, or maybe like a more hardcore Jack Ryan. If he had become an agent instead of an analyst. Uh, but yeah, by all means, please, the Gray Man novels, check them out. You might enjoy them. Um, Evans was great as the villain in the Scott Pilgrim movie. Uh, Gotta confess, I have never seen the Scott Pilgrim movie. I've never seen it. I've seen bits and pieces of it over the years. Uh, it's in my famous stack of Blu-rays that that I have to uh, that I have to carve out some time to sit down and watch. Okay, going to move on to moving right along to our next story. Rita Moreno has joined the cast of Fast 10 as the Toretto family's grandmother. Okay. Mind blown. Yeah, for for all of the movies that I've seen through my life, you'd be surprised by what movies I haven't seen. You know, um, never seen Groundhog Day. Uh, Never saw The Third Man. Uh, uh, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Never seen that. you know, uh, See, yeah, like I said, you'd be surprised, by the ones that I haven't seen. But I do plan to get to them sometime in my life. Okay. Or Monkey says, I was a fan of the Fast movies, but the latest movie made me uninterested in the future, even though I didn't hate it. I think they jumped the shark big time. Yeah, that's what I heard uh, from a lot of people. Fast 9 was not very well reviewed. I'm sort of surprised they're getting two more movies out of it. I guess it made enough money. Uh, okay. Another confession. I have not seen any of the Fast and Furious movies after the first movie. You know? uh, Bad YouTuber, bad. Okay, you know, uh, you do not win a cookie. Damn, you should do a video on Groundhog Day. Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, maybe I should. Okay. More monkey ear. Fast track seems like you'll have granny races. Maybe. So it's like a two-part Harry Potter. Okay. There were fun, dumb movies. Now this kind of dumb without the fun. That's exactly what I've heard. Part of why I haven't been in a hurry to see them. Congrats on never seeing any other Furious movie. Well, you're welcome. Okay. All right. Well, let's get on to the story. Last year, West Side Story star Rita Moreno co-starred in Steven Spielberg's remake, with Ariana DeBose eventually winning the same Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress that helped Moreno earn her EGOT. Now 90, Moreno has joined the cast of the upcoming action thriller sequel, Fast 10, as the grandmother of franchise starring characters Dominic Toretto and his sister Mia Toretto, as well as Jacob Toretto. Yeah. Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and Moreno announced the casting from the currently filming Fast 10 sets via Instagram. This news came out just a few days after the confirmation that Scott Eastwood, who co-starred in 2017's Fate of the Furious, will return to the franchise in Fast 10. Other members of the ensemble will include Natalie Emmanuel, Tyrese Gibson, Sung Kang, Brie Larson, Ludacris, Daniela Melchior, Jason Momoa, and Charlize Theron. Okay, as you know from a previous episode of the show, we did announce that the original director, Justin Lin, who's directed more of the Furious movies than anyone else, left the production 1 week in, apparently after having some backstage clashes with Vin Diesel. Uh, and he's since been replaced by Louis Letier, I think is how he pronounces his name, who's done a number of action films, including, if I remember correctly, he directed The Transporter. I might be wrong, or it might have been one of the Taken movies he directed, but still filed under the Brie Larson effect. Well, yeah, yeah, Brie Larson has her critics, and why. I don't think we can blame her for this one, though. This seems to be very much a clash between Justin Lin and Diesel, um, because I don't believe, if my understanding is correct, Brie Larson hadn't even started filming at that point. So as much as I understand people wanting to blame her, and I'm not here to defend her in any way, I don't think she had. I don't think she was the problem with this one. I think this was just two guys with big egos that came to loggerheads, and now the director's out. Uh, but who knows? When we come closer to the release date, maybe we'll hear more from the set. We'll see. Damn, Vin has just been on the track for too long. Yeah, maybe. Um, though I do have to be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing at least one more Riddick movie. I doubt that's going to happen, but who knows? All right, so we're going to move on from Fast and the Furious, and we're going to go to some video game news. Video game franchise Gran Turismo racing to the big screen. Following the $400 million global box office success of Uncharted. I keep wanting to say Uncharted. Uncharted. Okay. I boomered that one. I don't know what the name of the movie is. Okay. Sony Pictures is continuing to bet big on future video game adaptations, along with Universal, which has the animated Mario Brothers, Paramount, the studio behind Sonic the Hedgehog, and Warner Brothers with Minecraft. This week, Sony Pictures confirmed that the studio is now developing a live action feature film based on the long running racing video game series Gran Turismo. The Gran Turismo games play more like a racing simulator than a narrative game with characters, so the film will be free to invent its own characters. South African sci fi director Neil Blomkamp is reportedly being eyed by Sony to direct Gran Turismo, which joins the Sony Pictures development slate that also includes an adaptation of the historical samurai adventure Ghosts of Tsushima and TV adaptations of The Last of Us for HBO Max and Twisted Metal for Peacock. What? Remember the Need for Speed, the movie? Uh, I do remember. Once again, didn't see it. you know, but that was on purpose, as I heard the reviews for that one were less than great, so I stayed away from it. I'll be surprised if Neil directs this. It sounds more like marketing jargon for the investors in this piece. Yeah, uh, it doesn't seem like a movie he would do. You know, unless he's purposefully want to branch out from his science fiction work, or if possible, maybe he's a fan of the game and thinks that he can do something with it. Uh, that's a possibility. Uh, with this shit, no way. I knew about The Last of Us, but this sounds ridiculous. You know, yeah. Every time they try to adapt the video game, uh, that's kind of a red flag for me because most video game to screen adaptations tend to not to be very good. You know, now I was on a stream recently where the Twid Metals upcoming TV series for Peacock. Uh, you know, it actually does sound interesting to me, and it sounds it could be fun, kind of um, Mad Max's story. Uh, Thomas Hayden Church is going to star in that, and I believe, if I remember correctly, Kevin Hart. Not Kevin Hart. Anthony Mackie is going to be starring in Twisted Metal. So we'll see. I like the cast. That could be interesting. Might be willing to at least give Twisted Metal a chance. I mean, we already had Ford versus Ferrari, Gran Turismo's just driving. There's no story. It's miles away from Uncharted, if that's what they're basing their success off of. Uh, yeah, and let's face it, Uncharted wasn't very well reviewed. You know, most of the reviews that I heard about it, it was just kind of meh. You know, I haven't seen it yet. I might, I don't know, but I'm not in a hurry to. Twisted Metal would be cool if it's as brutal as it would be. Yeah, um, yeah, it sounded interesting to me. When it was when we read the story on it, I'm trying to remember. I think I was. What show was I on? I've been on so many live streams lately. They're all starting to run together a bit. I think it was on Pacific 414 show when we talked about that last week. But yeah, Twisted Metal. I might be willing to give that one a chance. It sounded interesting. It's got a good cast to it. Um, Sounds like from the sounds of it, there's going to be a lot of action. So yeah, I'm more interested in Twisted Metal than I am the rest of these movies. The Sonic films, I understand, are very good. So I need to sit down and watch those. Um, yeah, all right. Let's move along. Elvis soundtrack to include songs by Eminem, Skin, and other surprises. Oh joy. Okay. All right. What have you got for us this time? What are you doing this time, Warner Brothers? All right. Ghost into Craig says, confession, haven't seen either of the Sonic movies. No, neither have I. you know, even though I've heard very good things about both. Um, Fans seem to be really happy with those movies, so I'm happy for them. Okay. Uh, let's see. One might be quick to guess that the soundtrack for the upcoming Elvis Presley biopic Elvis would mostly consist of songs by its subject. Director Baz Luhrmann, however, made the surprising choice to fill the soundtrack with not just Elvis Presley songs, but over 20 other performers, many of whom are singing songs by 20th century musicians they're portraying in the film. That group includes Gary Clark Jr. as Arthur Big Boy Crudup, Shanka Ducre as Big Mama Thornton, Alton Mason as Little Richard, Yola as Sister Rosetta Thorpe, and Power of the Dog star Cody Smith McPhee as Jimmy Rogers. That said, there are other surprising performers listed on the soundtrack who are expected to be singing new original songs, including Eminem, CeeLo Green, Doja Cat, Chris Isaak, Casey Musgraves, Stevie Nicks, Jack White, and last year's Eurovision Song Contest winners, Skin. Oh boy. uh, I saw the new trailer for Elvis before Top Gun Maverick. The movie looks good. It genuinely does look good. Uh, but some of these musical choices are concerning at best. Um, Eminem equals Elvis. Yeah, right. Yeah. Chris Isaac, I can understand. Casey Musgraves, I can understand. Stevie Nicks, hey, nothing against Stevie Nicks. I love her. Jack White, sure. Eminem, really? You know, no. I want to see this movie, no less. But now I want to hear some Elvis rap rock. Yeah, sounds like we might be getting some. Oh man. Well, you know what? It's a Warner Brothers movie. And it wouldn't be Warner Brothers unless they boomered it in some fashion. Okay, moving on. Jessica Chastain's first post Oscar win project is called Memory. Following her Academy Award win back in March for Best Actress, for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, we learned this week that Jessica Chastain has already wrapped filming of her first post Oscar film, a drama called Memory. The premise of Memory is being kept secret, except that it revolves around, quote, a New York City staycation. Chastain's co stars include Peter Sarsgaard in a co leading role, Josh Charles, Elsie Fisher, Merritt Weaver, and 70s Scream Queen Jessica Harper. Memory will also be the second English language film from Mexican director Michel Franco, the director of New Order. Well, interesting cast, to say the least. Uh, uh, as for the director, I did not see New Order. Uh, I think it's on. I think it's currently on Amazon Prime. Uh, I heard very good things about that movie, so uh, but will it be memorable? Hopefully. Um, Past the cast list, they're keeping the like they said they're keeping the plot under wraps. You know, until we learn more, there's not really much to we can say about it. Wait, didn't Liam Neeson just make a movie called Memory? Yes. Uh, Co-stars Monica Bellucci and Guy Pearce. Um, it uh, so I haven't really heard very many. I haven't really heard many reviews on Memory. I don't know how many people even know that movie is even in theaters or that it's even on VOD. Because past that one trailer I saw for it, I haven't seen any other I haven't seen any other um, marketing for it, um, which is another issue I really have with Hollywood right now. Is the fact that they have, that they spend millions of dollars, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars on publicity and advertising. But yet, when a movie comes out, everything, I always hear everybody go, "What's that movie? Oh, I've never heard of that. Oh, I didn't see a trailer for it." You know, and maybe the reason why I'm able to catch these trailers is because I'm on YouTube so much. You because on normal television, back when I used to watch normal television, uh, you know, uh, they never show trailers. Never. I got to come to YouTube to see trailers. Hollywood is just forgetting good movie titles at this point. Yeah, most titles are pretty generic. I agree. Alrighty. Since we're already past our halfway mark of the show, I want to remind everyone we have the banner there at the bottom of the screen. We do have a PayPal link up and running. So if you would like to support the show, uh, please go to the PayPal link. Every cent counts, and it does go to keeping the show going. Now, as those of you who may be new to the program, uh, I usually co-host this show with Matt Allen. This is his channel, Red Boy Productions, and he is currently enjoying wedded bliss, and he is trying to get a new business up off the ground. So he's focusing on that. So that's why you see me hosting the show solo right now. Um, he will be back. Exactly when, I can't tell you for sure. Um, but when he does, uh, I'm sure he will let you know, and I will certainly let you know. So anybody who's kind of wondering, hey, where's Matt been? He is currently tied up in the trunk of my car. No, no, he as I've said, he is alive and well. Uh, he is a married man now, and he's adulting. Meanwhile, I get to play here and take over the channel. Yes, I get to be the superhero. Anyway, Jostin de Craig says, I'm planning on proposing to my girl next year, either in Massachusetts or Ireland. I know, but we have adventures to take as well. Well, hey, good luck, man. Congratulations. And wherever you choose to go, enjoy the trip. And I wish you both well, man. All right, we are going to move on to our next story. We have a few more to go. Jeremy Renner to investigate the opioid crisis in journalist biopic. All right. With no current indication as to when Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye might return to the MCU, the veteran actor now appears to have a lot more time available for other projects than he did when he was in the midst of long Marvel shoots. Renner is now attached to star in an untitled drama as Pulitzer Prize winning journalist David Armstrong, who helped blow the lid off the Sackler family and Purdue Pharma's role in the rampant spread of the highly addictive painkiller OxyContin. The OxyContin opioid crisis is also the subject of a recent Hulu limited series, Dope Sick, starring Michael Keaton, Peter Sarsgaard, and Rosario Dawson. The untitled David Armstrong drama will be directed by the husband and wife team of Aaron Gaudet and Gita Bolapilli. Okay. Very little to go on here. Again, one that could be interesting if done well. His music career must have slowed down. Yeah, I really haven't heard much much about that. But to be honest, if you've seen me on any of the karaoke streams that I've been on, you know that I don't really follow a lot of the newer a lot of the newer music. I seem to be pretty much trapped in the 80s and 90s there. I know he did have an album out some years ago, but since then I really hadn't heard anything else. I'd actually, Craig, forgotten that he was a musician as well. Uh, so I know he has like a construction business on the side, but I had forgotten that I had genuinely forgotten that he did have an album out soon with that. Um, so yeah, quite possibly. Um, who knows? You know, he's not going to be Hawkeye forever. You know, they're not going to keep him. They're not going to keep him. They're not going to keep him as Hawkeye. They're going to, it's going to be Kate Bishop takes on the mantle of Hawkeye. That's what's going to be. We know that. Uh, anyway, we're going to move on. Macaulay Culkin and Daniel Bruhl joined timely disease thriller Rich Flu. Okay. Periods of drastic social change often lead to both reflective trends and direct references in cinema, though we may still be too close to the virus of unknown origins pandemic to be able to see its impact. The latter might be the case for a new thriller called Rich Flu, about a world in which a strange disease begins killing off the super rich, leading to people with less money than the billionaires and multimillionaires racing to sell off their assets to avoid being targeted. Rosamund Pike has been attached to star in Rich Flu for a while now, and this week she was joined by Macaulay Culkin and Daniel Bruhl. Rich Flu could be seen as something of a comeback project for Macaulay Culkin, who's only had a few minor roles in the last 15 years, and who has instead been focusing on his Bunny Ears podcast. Rich Flu will be directed by Golder Gachtalu Yeruda, director of The Platform, and is being produced by the production company of director Pablo Larraín. Huh. Well, this has potentially woke written all over it. you know, uh, Don't know. I like the cast though, and this is from the director of the platform, and I heard some good things about the platform. Again, didn't see it. I believe it was on Netflix. I don't currently have Netflix, so a lot of their movies kind of get by me. But then again, it is Netflix. You know, I know I'm not missing too much there. Okay. Um, I don't think any of us have much to say about this one. No. Okay, we're going to move on to our next story. Garfield will be an MCU reunion for Samuel L. Jackson and Chris Pratt. All right. Last November, we learned that Chris Pratt will be taking over the voice of Garfield in an animated feature film by stepping into the role as the lasagna loving cat, previously voiced in two films by Bill Murray. The second voice actor to be cast is Samuel L. Jackson, who will be voicing Garfield's father, Vic, who is a new character. Garfield will be directed by Mark Dindal from a screenplay by David Reynolds. The two previously worked together on The Emperor's New Groove. Chris Pratt will soon be heard voicing Mario in the upcoming untitled Mario Brothers animated feature, slated to be released April of next year. Okay. Liked Finding Nemo, and I thought The Emperor's New Groove was hilarious. That movie cracks. It still cracks me up thinking about it today. Um, okay, so that's actually some good news. I'm kind of looking forward to this Garfield movie. I think it could be funny, um, and we could use some laughs in our movies right now. I think. All right, so chat. Uh, New Garfield movie from the makers of The Emperor's New Groove and Finding Nemo. The director of Chicken Little. Co-starring Chris Pratt and Samuel L. Jackson. Do we have any Garfield fans in the house? We do not, apparently. Okay. All right. No worries. No worries. Um, so yeah. All right. And that is our last story. I want to once again thank Mr. Greg Dean Smits of Rotten Tomatoes for the weekly catch up. Pardon me while I do a little housekeeping for a minute here. Alrighty. Okay, I think it's getting on towards time to wrap it up here. Well, as I said earlier in the show, we suffered a national tragedy. Um, I I don't want anybody to listen to these like blue check marks on Twitter because they don't know what they're talking about. They're politicizing a tragedy. We're not going to do that here. Uh, we're going to continue to pray for the survivors and for the families of those who were lost. Um, we lost Ray Liotta uh, rather tragically and unexpected. We're losing guys I grew up watching, and we're losing them young. Um, we also lost Andy Fletcher from Depeche Mode, Andy White from the group Yes. But Tom Cruise gave us something to cheer about this week with Top Gun Maverick, which is, as I said earlier in the broadcast, is an excellent movie. Go out and see that on the biggest screen you can find with the best sound system because it's great. It's my favorite movie of the year so far. Uh, I want to thank everybody who joined us in the chat. Ghost into Craig. Ghost into Craig has a channel of his own, which unfortunately I'm having some trouble finding because I want to put the link up in the chat. So I'm still looking, but look up for Ghost into Craig. He has a great channel, and I want to pay it forward to him and have everybody sub. We had War Monkey in the chat. I don't know if War Monkey is still with us. We had Fat Steven Seagal who joined us in the chat earlier with some words of encouragement. I believe he's live right now, which is why he's not in the chat. But okay, at Greg Lee Talks. Okay, I'll keep that up through the remainder of the show. Of a cough. War Monkey still here, and thank you very much for sticking around. I want to thank everyone in the chat. I want to thank everyone who was lurking, who didn't participate in the chat, but I do see you. I know you are there, and I do watch you while you sleep. No, I'm kidding. I know a number of people do watch us on delay. I want to thank all of you for helping to also keep the show going. Right, Shimmer? Thank you. I'm getting a lot better being on screen, so to speak. Uh, as I've mentioned before, public speaking is not really my forte, but I'm getting better at it. I'm getting a lot more comfortable being on here, and one of the things that helps is having you all here in the chat because I love talking to you guys. You're why I'm here. Uh, you're what keeps my channel going, what keeps Matt's channel going, and yes, I do. My channel is up and running. Deleted scenes. I am hoping to hit 100 plus subs by the by my birthday next month. So and hopefully, whenever I can maybe get my webcam to work a little bit better, or maybe get some new gear altogether, which I may have to do. Uh, I'd like to start doing some live streams. I am going to continue to do some film reviews. I have my Top Gun Maverick. I have my Top Gun Maverick review up right now, and I also have reviews up for. I also have reviews up for the Northman, and I reviewed the Batman a little earlier on in the year. Uh, and the videos I do are kind of akin to what I used to do on the Stardust app. I'm no longer on that app because it turned a little too much into film Twitter, so I left that app. But the videos that I'm doing right now, the shorts, are pretty much in the same vein. I also do trailer reviews. I have a trailer review up right now for Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part One, which looks very good. And I also have a review up right now for Outer Range, uh, which is this great sci-fi western on Amazon. I did a couple of shows with Troy Pastelli on his channel where we discussed it. First, the first half of the season, then the second half. My birthday is this Friday, June 3rd. Well, happy birthday, man. Yeah, mine is on the 20th. So I'm right smack in the middle of the year. I'd love to stream with you guys and talk about stuff. Yeah, absolutely. We got to get together and plan out exactly when we're going to do that because my schedule is kind of crazy right now. Uh, I recently rejoined the workforce. I work at a local retirement community, and they just recently added a bunch of hours. Granted, at my request, but they granted me a number of new hours. So I got to work out what my schedule is going to be. But I definitely, I know you and I have been been talking in the background about coming on and coming onto your channel and doing a show. I definitely want to do that. Happy early birthday, then. Thanks. Oh, so I heard. Outer Range, haven't seen it. How was it? Hell yeah, June baby. I loved Outer Range. It's an interesting show, and it's kind of like a cross between. It's kind of a cross between Yellowstone and Twin Peaks. If that sounds interesting at all, it's got Josh Brolin in the lead role. He is a rancher in Wyoming, uh, and he rides out to his back pasture one day because a couple of his cattle go missing, and he finds a time portal in the middle of the pasture, and I don't want to say anything more about it than that. But there's some timey wimey shenanigans that start to go on. Very interesting show. Very well acted. Very well written. Uh, it's 8 episodes. It's not woke. It's got some really cool plot twists to it. There's stuff that happens that I didn't see coming. I don't want to give anything away. But yeah, I highly recommend that show. It's 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 interesting. It's like I said, it's like if Taylor Sheridan and David Lynch got together and made a TV show. You know, it's it's Yellowstone, it's Wind River, it's Twin Peaks, it's Twilight Zone. You know, it's all of those things wrapped up into one. So yeah, I cannot recommend that one enough. You know, so I'm things are looking up. Things are looking up for for entertainment lately, because I mean, between Outer Range, The Northman, Top Gun Maverick, you know, I see good things on the horizon. You know, I'm starting to get a little bit encouraged here. So, all right, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go over to Brandon the Anime Guy's channel and check out his weekly show that's going to be starting here in just a few minutes. I hope to see you all over there in the chat. I want to thank everyone once again for being here. Ghost in the Craig, War Monkey, Fat Steven Seagal, everyone who joined us in the background, everyone who is in the who's watching us on delay. I want to thank you very much. Off to work myself. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I have to go back tomorrow myself. So I understand how that is. All right, but before you go, to everyone in the chat, give yourself a round of applause because this one is for you. All right, Nigel, what did you think of the show?
Nice.
All right. Yes, yes. Cheers indeed to War Monkey. All right. So, let's wrap up this puppy. I am Steven from Deleted Scenes. I want to thank everybody once again for being here. I'm glad that you enjoyed the show. I know I did. And I want to wish everyone a great weekend.